Welcome to your August energy update. It is better late than never. Now, this month we are navigating the potent energies of this 7 portal month. This is a time where the vibrational frequency of the number 7 is amplified, offering us profound opportunities for spiritual growth, mental clarity, and paradigm shifts. So, the first thing that I want to talk to you about is actually paradigms and mental shifts. The number 7 is a deeply spiritual and introspective number. So it's often associated with the themes of introspection, inner wisdom, and that search for truth. In numerology, the 7 holds this powerful connection to paradigms, those deep-seated belief systems and reality perspectives that shape our entire perception of reality. And this month, the energy of the 7 is inviting us to examine our paradigms and consider how they're influencing our lives. One of the highest potentials of this 7 portal month is to positively shift your paradigm. And yes, this has both a macro and microcosm, example and perspective. So on a microcosm, a paradigm shift could be you get the realization that you've been behaving a certain way in your relationship because of this predetermined belief system that's been handed down to you from your mum, and then this whole nurtured approach where that was all you saw in your world, and then all of a sudden this is how you're replaying it, but you catch it. And not only do you catch it, but your whole model of relationships and of, potentially gender roles and of all these things comes crashing down, and you shift it. Now, for some of you, that's a macro paradigm shift, For some of you, micro, it's all relative. I would say that the macrocosm paradigm shift is, a legislation that gets passed through that bans, X, Y, or Z. That to me is more macro. So anyway, the energy of this time and of this 7, you can sense it. This is ripe for breaking free from limiting beliefs and for stepping into new and expansive ways of being. Now, this leads me to the second theme that the 7 brings up, and it's the mental body. And I want to preface this by saying from knowledge to wisdom. So the number 7 is intricately linked with our mental body and the part of us that processes our thoughts, our ideas, our knowledge. This entire connection makes August a powerful time for mental clarity and for our intellectual pursuits. Anyway, however, the energy of the 7 encourages us to go beyond merely acquiring knowledge. I don't know if you guys can relate. I sometimes feel like I'm on a hamster wheel of esoteric information. That's how I feel a lot of the time when I go into social media. Inundated with information, inundated with it. But am I actually embodying it? Am I transforming it into wisdom? Fuck no, I'm not. Not all of it. So this 7 frequency, asks us to create that flow-on effect, that information to knowledge to wisdom. Knowledge is the accumulation of information, facts, and data, right? And it's that mental exercise of learning and understanding. Though wisdom, on the other hand, is that deeper integration of that knowledge into our lives. It's when we apply what we've learned in practical and meaningful ways. So wisdom is knowledge lived and experienced, and it carries it with a sense of discernment and insight that pure knowledge does not. So this month, pay attention to the lessons life is offering you, or lessons, so say the mirrors. What is life reflecting back to you about you? So how can you take what you know and apply it in a way that not only serves you, but also uplifts those around you? That's another key theme of the 7. So reflect on the difference between what you know and what you embody. Something that I find really interesting is when I'm in conversation and I get this spiritual ego in my mind that wants to keep talking and talking and talking, and it's like, yeah, I know that, I've read that, I got that down pat, like, fuck off, like, so egoic. And then if I really take a minute to think about it or feel into it, embody, that is not totally, what's the word? What am I looking to say? That knowledge base and that broad recollection of information that I can tap into, I have not brought that into my embodiment fully. And the more that I find I'm in conversations where I'm like, I know that. The only reason that monkey mind is popping off is because it's trying to defend something. So what am I defending? What are you defending, if that resonates with you? So be mindful of the way that we balance the mental body and the way it can distract and distort and decipher information around us and protect. So anyway, that's one aspect. Now moving on. The 7 is connected with purpose, studying, teaching, and curious truth seeking. So as we delve deeper into the energies of August, the themes of purpose, studying, teaching, curious truth seeking come to the forefront. This number 7 is a seeker. It's a number driven by the quest for deeper understanding and spiritual truths. So this is the month to reconnect with your sense of purpose. Ask yourself, what is my soul calling me to learn? What truths am I being drawn to explore? What do I sense and know in my body which is ineffable? My new favorite word this month. Whether through formal education, self-study, or simply being open to new experiences, August is a time to immerse yourself in learning. But remember, the energy of the 7 doesn't stop just at learning. It pushes you to actually teach and share and pass on the wisdom you've gained. There is this collective element to the energy, and it urges you to be this beacon of knowledge and truth in your community and be the embodiment of your wisdom in your community, because you have been through stuff. You have gained important nuggets of gold and wisdom that has come through your personal experience. Whether you feel to speak it out loud or whether you are just the sincere embodiment of it that reflects it back to others around you, this is important. This is 7 energy. So with the 7, allow your curiosity to lead the way. Just be open, right, to new perspectives and teachings that potentially challenge your current understanding. Are you open or are you closed? Question yourself on that. Where there are things that it's a completely closed loop, you're not going near it, you want nothing to do with it, I dare say that's where you're hiding your baggage. That's where some of your nasty shit is hanging out. But where you have those open loops, where you're open to hearing a little bit more, where you don't mind hearing what someone else has to say, even if it's totally not really for you, but it's neutral, it's fine, you're good. You can see the polarity in that, right? So, all in all, with this frequency in this way, this is a time to be a student of life, as well as a teacher, knowing that all teachers really are forever students. The best teachers love learning forever. And this is the time to share your insights, share your wisdom, and all that you've accumulated on your journey. So let's get a little bit spiritual, guys, all right? I want to talk to you about the Seven's connection with the elemental kingdom. So to me, this is totally fascinating. And when I see people with sevens in their soul blueprints, their, personal numerology charts, they are incredibly connected to the elemental kingdom and have been for many of their lifetimes. So, you can think about the elements of nature, sure, earth, air, fire, water, but this can also be the fae, this can be all of the incredible beings that hang out in the natural world that have ancient wisdom and are always waiting to share guidance with those who are ready to accept their presence or invite their presence in. So this entire connection that we have as a collective with the elemental kingdom invites us to attune to those subtle energies around us, to work with the earth's natural forces in our spiritual practice. I heard someone recently saying, like, you're the 5 people you hang out with. So go hang out with the trees. Go be more like them. I was like, this is gold. Yes, I will. So remember these beautiful alive beings, both in the natural world and and these other elemental energies that hang around. Like I said before, they are keepers of ancient wisdom, and they have been hanging around this planet for a long time. So we can actually tap into this knowledge quite easily when there's a 7 frequency around. And just by being more present in nature and really honoring the elements, giving your adoration to what is around you, recognizing the interconnectedness of all life, and synchronizing your heartbeat with the heartbeat of the earth. And notice who and what comes to you. Now, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the Lionsgate portal, because this was massive. This happened, I'm recording this, it's the 16th of August now. So just over a week ago, we collectively journeyed through this Lionsgate portal. Now, this is a period, as you may be aware, that is a significant cosmic and numerological event. So it aligns with the themes we're exploring now. And, on a side note, since my rebrand to Mystic Energetics, this was actually my first Zoom class that I hosted, which, was for the Lionsgate portal. And it was epic. We delved into the energies of the 8 and the 88-7, a master frequency of divine knowing, as well as the practical application of what it means to be in alignment with yourself as the creator of your world from the 8 lens and filter. So we took a really deep dive, or as deep as the time would allow, into our unconscious values, determining how we think, what we do, all the things. And we also looked into magical scripting, which is essentially writing your desired reality into existence. And then you commit to speaking it into creation daily. And the last part, which I've actually uploaded onto YouTube so anyone and everyone can access this, it was a meditation and a light language journey, which is honestly one of my favorite that I've done so far. So if you feel curious, go check that out. And if you weren't able to join the class live, but that's something that you would like, the recording is also available for purchase. Now, back to the 8s and this Lionsgate, because we're actually still journeying with, threads of this energy until next June. This is massive. So from this numerological perspective, that 8, it symbolizes infinite potential, manifestation, abundance, power, the legal system, law of the land. It is juicy, it is powerful. And it's peaked on the 8th of August, and the influence of that energy, it's gonna be here especially hit to an all-time high in September. And then, like I said before, all the way through to June. So let me break it down. In September, it is going to be an 8 portal month in an 8 portal year, right? So that will be the most intense 8 frequency that as a collective we're going to experience. The Lionsgate portal was massive, but September is going to be even more intense because the calculations prove what I call, or what my teachers taught me to call, true portals. Now, if that's something you're interested in, I'll get more on that soon, but it takes so long to explain. Anyway, all you need to know is that the 8s are going to be most prominent, would you believe? Not just on the Lionsgate, next month. And once you get to next year, right, where we start the 9 portal month, the reason the 8 still goes to June is because it will actually be an underlying current of energy that is working with us next year. The 9 will be the most prominent, but that 8 is going to be like a little river running in the background until June. So we have an extended period which will keep giving us this opportunity to attune to the highest possible frequency of the 8, both individually and collectively. And if you're listening to this and you resonate with this stuff, then my goodness, you are one of the beautiful keepers of this earth who have the potential to connect with the most beautiful frequencies that are connected to this 8, and you have the potential to give them right back into the earth, to not only be the spoken and the action aligned embodiment of these frequencies, but to share the energy back down your column of light, back into the earth and into the grids, plural. So there's a lot happening and you're doing it. So as we continue through this 7 portal month, we're really invited to integrate the wisdom and the insights gained during this Lionsgate. The 8 energy encourages us to manifest our highest potential, while the 7 guides us to deepen our understanding and apply that wisdom in our lives. This synergy of these energies not only are in that master frequency of the 88-7, where there's the double 8 and the 7, but it's in a whole year. Anyway, the synergy of these energies is essentially giving us an opportunity for powerful transformation and growth, okay? So we got this, but between now and next June, the energies are going to be incredibly, incredibly sacred and potentially quite intense. So anyway, as you move through this 7 portal month, the takeaway I would say is don't be afraid to embrace the energy of introspection. Mental clarity and that spiritual awareness and growth with the 7 frequency, it comes during times of solitude and of closing your goddamn door and getting your journal out and just listening to yourself. Connecting with one of the other big themes of the 7, which is your intuition. But don't be afraid to allow your mental body to take a rest as well. Allow yourself to not need to figure everything out. Allow the mind to stop, not that it's going to stop, but your attachment to it can stop. This is another tidbit to just keep in mind as best you can. So start bringing your awareness to the synchronicities, another 7 energy. Notice all the subtle and macro ways that the paradigm is shifting, and allow this to be your catalyst to deeply connecting with your purpose. It's cool. It's cool to be a little bit different. It's cool to be in your curious, truth-seeking, wild ways. There's room for it. So I want to say thank you so much for joining me for this August energy update. May you navigate the energies of this month with your heart leading the forefront, with clarity, with purpose, and with your wisdom. Until next time, love you lots.